So both players and are ready to go. So hello everyone, and we are going to be getting into game 2 here. This is going to be game 2, as I said, between SC or between Razor Nani and Kiwikaki. Here, wait. Yes, light pink. I just learned this. If you hover over the color, it'll tell you what it is. Yes, I win. Colorblind people rejoice. But anyways, Razor Nani here is going to be spawning in the top right-hand corner on Xelnaga Caverns as the light pink pieces. And Kiwikaki, as his trademark yellow Protoss, is going to be spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. And once again, big shout out to SC2Casts.tv for their King of the Hill. This is number 2, Kiwikaki returning as the champion, Naniwa as the challenger. Winner takes home $100 for the week and a chance to come back next week and play for another $100. So yeah, Xelnaga Caverns, I kind of expect some cheese actually. A lot of players in PvP will choose to proxy up in this area or down in this area. It leads to some fairly terrible games, but we are not going to see any cheese right now. We have the first opening pylons for both players warping in their bases, and it looks like Kiwi's going to do that same scouting pattern with his probe. He's going to take a look around, make sure there are no proxies, and I'll bet you he's going to check this position, and not a lot of players will actually go this far. Now, I can't remember which games it was. I think it was on iCup that I was watching, but the Terran player actually built his barracks like way over here, which most players will just scoot past this, these reeds or these this area here, and just take a small peek like Kiwikaki did, but they don't see anything further than that, and it still can leave you very susceptible to a proxy. But that is not what we're seeing this game. I will focus now on what we are going to see. And Nani is putting up his gas, a very similar build to his last game, which is just the 9 pylon, 13 gate, 14 gas, and then probably another pylon, another cybernetics core, and then an opening beyond that. And right now, Nani could go and just once again choke this probe off. Oh no, there is a gap there. So that's oh yeah, big gap. But I usually actually, when I'm playing Protoss, I like to, as long as I'm not playing a Zerg, I like to build all my buildings right beside my right beside my Nexus. And wow, gas steal! I didn't even notice this, but Kiwikaki actually stole some gas here. He is going to let it finish, and that's going to mean that Nani's working off 1 gas for the majority of his early game. And that's going to force him to stay away from any robotics facility or Stargate technology, but I don't really think that's going to hinder him, as he took a very late second gas last game as well. Kiwikaki opening with somewhat of a similar build, although he has not grabbed his second gas either. Oh, that's Nani's probe. Oh, weird. Apparently I'm not paying attention to colors. Anyways, Cybernetics Core is going up now for Kiwikaki. Naniwa's is finished, and he is researching warp tech already. I would like to see some Phoenix play. I know there's still that bug, but anyone with enough APM really can kind of negate that bug just by hitting escape. Right now, if you don't know, the bug for the Phoenix is after they've graviton beamed a unit, the graviton beam actually stays active, and the Phoenix doesn't attack. It just sits there doing nothing. If you hit escape while you're on that Phoenix, it'll cancel it and let you utilize that Phoenix and move them around again. But I think anyone with enough APM can still utilize Graviton Beam while it's broken. But that's not what we're going to see here. We see a robotics facility coming up for Kiwikaki. That is a 1-gate robo. Very interesting build. A lot of Protoss players are relying on this now. It lets you get out a very early observer and then jump right into either an immortal. Actually, he's going straight for immortal. He may be fearful of a push, but he did have that gas here, so he knows that there's really nothing too strong coming his way yet. But Nani is going to take a look around for proxy pylon as well, scouting in a lot of different directions. I really like this. A lot of pro players are starting to do this a lot more. Back in the beta, they did it a fairly good amount, but now, as you can see, he is just checking the whole map just to make sure there is no proxy Stargate or there is nothing crazy coming up. Kiwikaki is going to transition into a 3-gate robo build from his 1-gate robo. I really like that. As I was saying, it lets you get an observer or an immortal out as soon as possible. And now any early pressure that Nani does put on with his stalkers are pretty much going to be negated because of that immortal. Immortals deal so much damage to stalkers, it's not even funny. But Kiwikaki's warp gate tech is finished, but he still has not warped his warp gates into or gateways into warp gates. Here they come. It will be just in time for him to get a couple units out, although if he doesn't get any units out right away, he may be in a little bit of trouble. He needs to use this warp gate cooldown or he's going to be in trouble. He gets one zealot in, but that's not going to be enough. He is a little bit on hurting for money, but he does have 2 immortals, so he should be in a good position. These excuse me, stalkers really can't engage. They have to keep attack moving, but even then they are very susceptible to a shot from the immortal, and of course they do 50 damage, so almost over half your shields are gone instantly. It only takes 4 shots from an immortal to kill a stalker. If you get the attack upgrade, I believe it reduces it down to 3. I believe it adds 5 damage per shot, so 55, 110, no, not quite, but they do have 160 health. Or yes, it would be. I'm terrible at math. So wow, very nice micro here, but it kind of bites him in the butt. He does lose that warp prism, but it did allow him to keep that immortal alive a little bit longer and dish out a lot more damage to Nani's stalkers here. And he is in a good position now. He probably wants to retreat because Nani's stalkers can keep kiting him as long as he wants. He did not lose that zealot, and it looks like Kiwi's just going to retreat and maybe push out. I would like to see him take control of the Xelnaga watchtowers if he could, just with a probe or 2 even. I mean, it's really not that much, but the control of the watchtowers on this map are so crucial right now. The proxy pylon is here at this one. It is going to get taken out, and Nani does have the other watchtower, so it looks like he's going to push in, but now the pylon does see that all of Kiwikaki's forces are here, so he's going to pull back, but this early pressure did allow him to get an expansion up, and I have to commend him on this play. Nani is just doing absolutely awesome with his expansion timing. Like last game, he did it fantastic. He took out a few units, retreated, and got his expansion going. And the Dark Templar really helped him do that. But there is an engagement here. Kiwikaki's Zealots are trying to get into the mix here with the Stalkers, but the Immortals were actually focusing on probes for a long time, and that's going to be really troublesome as they don't do a lot of damage. But they are now focusing on the Stalkers. They are getting taken down. One Immortal falls. The second Immortal falls to some probe and Zealot fire, and it looks like Nani may be okay, but there are 3 more Zealots here. Without charge, though, I really do not like using Zealots unless they're with a fairly large army, as one Zealot's going to get taken out, and these 2 will probably as well. These Stalkers are just so fast, and I would like to see even a force field go down, but the sentries are just not fast enough. They are the same speed as Zealots, the same speed as Immortals. All the units except for the Stalker move just that are the same speed, the 2.25. But anyways, Kiwikaki here looking to be setting up for an expansion as well, but he had to warp in some more units because Nani's going to continue pressuring. He's going to take out that probe that was trying to expand, and that's just, I don't know, I mean, like, taking one probe and getting out is good, I guess, but that's also kind of like a slap in the face, like, oh, I see you want to expand. Slap. Nope, you're not expanding quite yet. But nonetheless, Kiwikaki does jump all over that, gets another probe out there, and does start expanding. He's got his robotics bay up, so he could pump out some Colossi right now, but he just can't afford it, really. He's getting one out, but he can't afford the range, and he can't really afford a second one right now, just expanding, and his gas is extremely low. He was forced to warp in some more units and pump out another Immortal when that push was incoming, so he's in a little bit of trouble. Income tab shows that, wow, Nani is just skyrocketing with his income. He's 11 harvesters up right now. Both of his Nexus are continually double pumping probes right now, and he's going to be in a very good position to take game 2 here if he plays his cards right. Alright, so probe transfer. I don't know, he's still not running these 2 gas. This is very similar to what he did last game. Now that I think about it, because he sticks to gateway units so long, like I said, it's a very good idea. You get a lot more mineral income, as you can see, 1500 to 800, and this engagement looks like it's going to come in before the Thermal Lance upgrade does finish, but Nani just pulls back to get that proxy pylon up and running. The Colossi, did he see that? I don't think he did. Yes, he does. He's got the watchtower, so he sees everything. And like I said, getting those watchtowers is so beneficial because he sees this push coming. He sees what's involved. He knows there's nothing too crazy. Right now, with an Immortal and a Colossi and a bunch of Zealots, he should be able to take out a majority of this force. But Nani warping in a ton more Stalkers right now, it's going to give him quite the edge on the army, and he could probably do well by pincer attacking these units and taking out this Colossi as fast as possible, and then focusing down the Immortal, which he did just do, and now Kiwikaki's in a very big trouble again here. Kiwikaki's Zealots do not have charge. They really need charge to deal with these this mass amount of Stalkers. But he's pulling probes off the line as well, trying to hold this off. He's not able to warp in enough units. He was not able to produce any more gateways. He was not able to take advantage of this Nexus and the additional income that it would have provided. All the while, Nani is just completely dominating on the income front. 59 harvesters to 19. Clearly Kiwikaki Maynard some of them, and he does GG, so Nani is up 2 games to nothing. Looking at the Team Liquid forums, I don't think anyone expected this, but it is what it is, and we're going to be going on to Game 3.